Welcome to this very special edition of Geoff Talk. It's a first for us as we have 9 very special guests. Let's meet the brand new presenters of Top Model TV. So a warm welcome to the entire new lineup of Top Model TV presenters. Welcome to Geoff Talk.
Hello.
What I'd like to do, this is obviously a first for me as a presenter to have so many guests. Usually it's 1 or 2 or a maximum of 3. So what I'd like to do is so the viewers can get to know you a little bit before they see you on screen later on doing your special presenting or interviewing or special features. I'd like to go around the group and just ask each one of you to introduce yourselves and tell the viewers something about you. So I think we'll do it in alphabetical order. So first of all, we'll start off with our unique Africa correspondent in Uganda. Over to you first of all, Barbara.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Barbara Namudu. I'm an African Ugandan supermodel, and I'm on my way to becoming a great star.
Perfect. That's a good start. Next, Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I'm 30. So I've been presenting and producing on and off for 9 years. I also run a jewelry accessory store with my mum. And something about me is up until a couple of years ago, I used to be the worst at exercise, literally. However, I realised I like a challenge. So I've climbed Ben Nevis, and I've always loved horses. So I recently tried show jumping, and actually I loved it.
Fabulous. Looking forward to hearing and seeing more about that. Danielle, let's hear about you.
Hi, so my name's Danielle Bevan. I'm 20 and I study acting and performance. I've got a lot of background in acting. I love singing and all those types of things, and I really love fashion, but I try not to use fast fashion. I'd rather like create something and just mash things together, and I just want to get further into the fashion industry.
Perfect, and this will be a great platform for that. Dominica.
Hello, I'm Dominica Valenti. I'm 17 years old and a Top Model 2020 finalist representing Scotland in the worldwide category. I was born in Poland, but I hold a dual nationality as I've stayed in the UK for 14 years, and I'm multilingual. I speak English, Polish, and French as well. I'm really, really passionate about theatre and musical theatre in particular, since I've been on stage since I was 11 years old.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That's great. Gabriella, let's come to you next.
Hi, I'm Gabriella Emriaco, Sicilian, Italian and Japanese descent. I'm currently an actress and presenter, trained in presenting by BBC Sky News journalists, formerly editor-in-chief of British Mode magazine, so my background is in luxury, lifestyle, couture, fashion and such, and I am really excited to be part of the team.
And we're very excited to have you on board, Gabriella.
Thank you.
Patricia, let's come to you next.
Hi guys, so I'm a top model finalist, over 25s. I was born in Poland, and despite just turning 40, I'm quite a baby when it comes to modeling industry. And one interesting fact about me, so for over 20 years, I have been practicing this interesting meditation technique called TM Cities. And what it involves, it's a hopping or flying sutra, which in India is considered as a practice of levitation. Thank you.
Wow, okay, levitation. I look forward to hearing more about that as well. Rachel, let's come to you next.
Hello, I am Rachel Ivy. I am currently working on a YouTube channel called Ivy TV for Kids, just focusing on 5 fun facts about any kind of subject. An interesting fact about me is the way I live. So I live in a property guardianship, which means that I can live inside derelict or unused buildings to stop squatters for a cheaper rent to live in London.
Sophie Dayton, let's come to you next.
Hi, my name's Sophie Dayton. I'm 16 years old and a Top Model 2020 finalist from Lancaster. One thing I'd say is interesting about me is that I'm really into running. Over lockdown, I've got up to doing about 11 miles, and I hope by the end to be doing a half marathon. Hopefully lockdown's not the end of this week though. Don't think I'd be ready for that just yet.
So I feel a fitness feature coming from you, Sophie. I think that's certainly something that you'll be able to do. And finally, let's come to you, Stephanie.
My background is for the last 8 years, I have been working as an entertainment host on board of cruise ship and also all around the world, different events. I'm into fitness, fashion, and TV presenting. I can have a pretty strong character, so please don't judge me.
I think strong characters are needed in amongst the hustle and bustle of the fashion world, particularly if you're trying to get those special interviews. I'd like to come to Patricia first, if I may. Sorry, Patricia, to put you on the spot, but you are the oldest of our new presenters, but obviously you snuck in there at the fabulous age of 40. What do you think that you and your experience in life can bring to presenting that maybe a younger person couldn't do?
Well, I'm a mother of two, so I guess that having children really expands a personal perspective and enables people to look at others and sort of seeing, other people's take on life. And I have this quality. I know I often I'm able to put myself in other people's shoes and then look into their stories, resources, achievements, and things that they are interested in a kind of very observant and curious way. But also with this element of creating a space for the people to feel comfortable and to really open up. And as I'm a daughter of journalists, actually, so I think there's something that I have in my genes, despite never following a journalist career myself. So there's something there.
They're certainly all very valid points. Gabriella, I want to come to you next because you have quite a wide range of direct fashion experience, don't you? And this is an interesting new adventure for you.
I think, for me, in terms of presenting, I've had the good fortune to interview sports people, musicians, and designers. So I've got a really interesting mix of experience, and the focus for me before now has predominantly been radio and publishing, so it's still a really exciting and fresh journey to be on with all of you, and I'm sure I will learn just as much from everyone else as I have to bring to the table.
Danielle, I just want to come to you next because you made a really interesting point about fast fashion. We recently did a Geoff talk on the future of fashion, and fast fashion and sustainability is something that came up and is at the forefront of the future of fashion. Where do you see that going, and how do you feel will be the best way for you to put across the pros of that?
So I just don't like commercialized fashion. I still buy it though because I feel like I need to. I'm a student, like I come from that kind of background where I'm just going to buy into these things, but I think that we should be making a difference with fashion and obviously like saving the planet and things like that. I think that's like the key essential things for fashion to move forward.
Charlotte, coming away from fashion, or maybe not, you mentioned about you've gone into show jumping. I look forward to maybe you doing a program on that because lots of people often dress up to go show jumping, don't they? Has the fashions in show jumping changed much over the years, or is it still jodhpurs and blazers?
I feel like they change a little bit, but overall you've still got your staples because they're the things that you have to wear to take part. So you've got your jacket, your hat, and you've always got to wear the hairnet as well. I don't think that's changed either. But no, it's definitely really interesting. And also when people go to the events to watch the fashion there, especially for things like at the race course, all the different each year with the fascinators and the really fancy dress up, that changes every year. And I find that really interesting.
I want to come to you next, Rachel, if I may. I'm not going to talk about children's fashion, but what I am going to talk about is how your role as a presenter will help potentially the charitable side of what we like to do at Top Model, because as you know, the Top Model Foundation supports sick children and children in need across the UK. And I know there's something that when we spoke, you were really interested in getting involved in, not just as a presenter, but also as a cause, because obviously that's your area of interest.
Something that I say in some of my videos is that I just want to create smiles, and I think that's really important. My latest one was to do with the rainbows and the NHS, and how the children have been drawing rainbows and putting it in their windows, or writing thank yous to the bin men, to the mailmen. Like, so there's a lot of things that children have been doing that have created a lot of smiles, and I think I just want to return that as well, because they are so light-hearted. And for children's charities, just to see their faces and the smiles is just so beautiful, and that's just something that I really would love to do more of. So this is a perfect opportunity for me.
I'll go to our two younger presenters. What excites you most about working with these girls?
I just think like so many, like you all seem so like inspiring and so like friendly and stuff, and it's just so nice to be able to meet like different people from such different backgrounds. And because I think like I definitely want to get into more modelling, and I really want to travel, and I just love like cultural stuff and learning about cultures. So I think it's just so amazing to be able to like meet all of you and stuff.
And in 2020, as a young person, what do you think you can teach them?
I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, because I suppose I'm quite like more into like modern fashion, more like for youth, or so maybe like different generations, like how different people think about different things, maybe.
Well, you've just made me feel even older than I was.
Sorry about that.
Even older than when I started. So I won't be doing any more presenting, obviously. Dominica, let me ask you the same question. Similar age, you've got a theatrical background as well. From the fashion side and from seeing all these fabulous other presenters, what do you feel that you'll be bringing to the table, but also you can learn from them?
Well, Geoff, I absolutely love a challenge, of course, and this is all very, very new to me. Not just the presenting part, but also the modelling industry in general, because I have just been performing in more musical shows and acting pieces, as opposed to ever really doing anything within the fashion industry. But just like Sophie said, everyone has been really, really lovely and welcoming, and I think it's really important to have people who are so welcoming and just make you feel at ease. And I definitely think that I'm going to learn a lot just by having this opportunity, and I'm really, really grateful for that.
I think Top Model as a brand is something that set itself out 13 years ago to be aspirational and inspirational. And I think something that Sophie and Dominica both said is that you girls are already inspiring them by the way you're conducting yourselves and being so professional and so kind to them. And I'm sure they're going to inspire you with the way they're going to look at the world and give us all a very modern take on things. Gabriella, I think I'll come back to you last of all because of your background. Moving forward, it's an exciting project, isn't it?
It is a really exciting project, I think, for all of us, and there's definitely a lot of things that I'm working on, ideas that'd be great to put to the team and that we could all collaborate on. I think that'd be really, really amazing to do together.
I think that's a lovely way to finish it on. Thank you all so much for joining me for this very special edition of Geoff Talk with all of the brand new Top Model TV presenters. And I, for one, am really excited to see your content and to work with you. Thank you all for joining me.
Thank you, Geoff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.